Well, right now, several drivers are facing felony charges after police say that their street racing is to blame for the death of a mother and her one-year-old girl. It happened yesterday in Tampa Bay, Florida. Police say the girl's mother was pushing her in a stroller when they were struck by two cars. Investigators say that one of the cars was being driven by a teenager.
Accused Florida shooter Nicholas Cruz is going to be back in court today. The 19-year-old has been charged with 17 counts of murder. Yesterday, two of the victims' parents moved to sue the maker of the AR-15 that was used in the shooting. Before that can happen, though, a court must decide if a lawsuit can even move forward. Right now, it is illegal in Florida to sue gun makers.
A sign of strength in Houston, Texas last night as the Houston Rockets paid tribute to the Santa Fe High School before the game. There was a moment of silence held for the victims of last week's deadly shooting. Seniors for the graduating class were at the game and some carried out the flag. The school's choir also sang the national anthem, and the Rockets wore a special patch on their uniform.
Well, today, the driver behind the wheel of a deadly school bus crash in New Jersey is going to be arraigned. Hody Muldrow Sr. faces vehicular homicide charges. The crash killed 2 people and injured more than 40 others. His driving record includes 14 license suspensions. That prompted the NTSB to call for better driver oversight. It also renewed a campaign for mandatory seat belts on buses. Around 25 million children travel by bus in the United States every single day.
Well, North Korea says that they are still willing to sit down with the United States after President Trump pulled the plug on a planned summit. Yesterday, the president scrapped the June 12th meeting summit, saying that he would, quote, praise to God that he never has to use America's nuclear power. The president will meet with U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo later this afternoon to discuss the next steps.
A Legacy High School student graduating today says that she's upset because she can't show her pride for joining the military. Kiara Wiggins joined the Army. She's heading to Oklahoma for training in a month after she graduates. Well, her recruiter gave her a special sash to wear at graduation, but she was told she can't wear it because it's not CCSD sanctioned.
I've been with Legacy for 4 years, and I've been proud of the school because I'm a Legacy student, but this what happened has made me lose my faith in it.
CCSD says it's up to each school to decide whether to allow sashes from outside organizations. Kiara says that she's bringing the sash at least to take pictures, but she is hoping the school will have a last-minute change of heart.
Well, right now, industry officials are worried about the ripple effects of a possible strike from the culinary union. The potential strike is already affecting employees in other states. Operators are reportedly sending notices to several employees, bringing them here to work temporarily. And the casinos aren't the only ones hurting. Local and state governments could lose millions of dollars from the possible impacts on tourism. And it's something we've seen before. Well, the last major strike happened in the 90s. It lasted close to 7 years against the Frontier Hotel Casino. It was one of the longest strikes in U.S. history.
Now on Good Morning Las Vegas.
All I remember is crossing the street, and then for some reason I turned around and the car was already on me.
Only on 13 Action News, a woman injured in a violent hit and run is talking from her hospital bed. The message she has for those who helped save her life.
And school's out for most kids, but not for all. Why some Valley schools are staying open for another month.
And tickets go on sale today for the Stanley Cup Final. And this morning, a bizarre bet between 2 politicians involving the Vegas Golden Knights and Yucca Mountain.
The Memorial Day weekend escape is here. A live look at the 15 near State Line. Actually, that's not the 15 near State Line. That's Charleston and 15, where we've got a crash that Yasmin will talk about in a minute. But 15 at Prim is expected to be pretty busy today as folks head out of town to maybe visit family or go to the beach and head into town for the long weekend. And there's a live picture at Prim.
Good morning, Las Vegas. I'm Yasmin Hassan. Beth Fisher has a couple of days off.
Yeah, she does. And I'm Dana Roselli. Justin's here with the forecast. It's a big weekend for a lot of folks. School's out and
Yeah, it's starting summer basically, and we are talking about temperatures that will be 8 or 9 degrees cooler than average to start the weekend. So not the typical Vegas heat. Yeah, we'll take it. Let it ride. Yeah, can we bet on the weather? Is that allowed? We are looking at some sunshine, lots of it this morning. The winds will be a factor in the forecast on this Friday. Steady breezes at 10 miles per hour through the morning commute. That's no big deal. But as we head past 9 or 10 o'clock this morning, steady winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. That's the case through the afternoon. As a matter of fact, steady winds this afternoon, up close to 20 miles per hour. The good news is that the winds will start to relax in time for tomorrow. 67 right now in Anthem, 69 in Henderson, 73 officially at McCarran. Forecast highs up near 90 degrees around many parts of the valley. Now we're going to check just how long this weekend cool down will last. Not very long, and we'll also talk about how much wind you'll have to deal with as we slide toward Memorial Day. Yasmin, we'll do that in just a moment.
All right, thank you, Justin. I want to show you another look at that crash that Dana mentioned a few minutes ago. It's northbound 15 right near Charleston, causing a big slowdown in that northbound direction. Just zooming out, if you're heading southbound, the usual slowdown starting right near Lake Mead. But the northbound slowdown starts before you even get to Sahara because of this crash. Only one lane's open out here, folks. Emergency crews out here. It is causing a big slowdown. Again, northbound 15 right near Charleston. So if you're going through the resort corridor, you are looking at 21 minutes in the northbound direction, going about 23 miles an hour.
Well, breaking news update now. Right now, Metro is searching for a gunman after a shooting near MLK and Bonanza. Overnight, police released new details about this case, and they say two men were fighting in a courtyard of an apartment complex, and that's when one of them shot the other. The victim's in his mid-20s and was rushed to the hospital where he died. The gunman ran away. Only on 13 Action News, a local woman is speaking out from her hospital bed, and this dash cam video shows her being run over by a dark-colored SUV. The driver takes off. Right now, the 57-year-old is still in the hospital with broken bones and bruises all over her body.
All I remember is crossing the street. And then for some reason, I turned around and the car was already on me.
My mom was clearly in the crosswalk. You have to stop, whether it was an accident or not.
Well, the Padilla family says that they are speaking out now because police still need your help to identify the driver. The crash happened Tuesday morning on Maryland and St. Louis, and the victim also wants to thank all the people who rushed to help her. You can see everyone kind of showing up to the scene here in this dash cam video. But gosh, thank goodness she's okay. But wow, she has a lot of injuries.
Well, this morning, a neighborhood is still shaken after a family was involved in a shootout. Metro says a 15-year-old shot his dad in the head, killing him, and then shot his mom. Police say that the mother then got a gun and started shooting back. Neighbors say that they've heard the family fighting in the past, but they still couldn't believe that this happened.
He'd always seemed to cause a little bit of trouble, but I never really saw him doing something like this.
Police have not said how the teenager was able to get that gun.
Well, new this morning, check out this video that we got overnight of a car catching fire after a crash involving 4 vehicles. Metro says that 3 people were hurt in the crash near Maryland Parkway and Pebble Road. They were also taken to the hospital but are expected to be okay. This happened around 9 o'clock last night. The intersection is clear this morning.
Also new this morning, a lot of kids across Clark County are going to be enjoying the first day of summer vacation today. But some of their friends are going to be in school.
Yeah, Marissa Kynaston is live near Lake Mead and Bruce to explain more.
Yeah, these schools are called Zoom schools, and essentially they have a choice. They can stay a little bit longer every day during the school year or a little bit longer into the summer. So I talked with Squire Elementary School to hear why this works for them.
It may be summer for most students across Clark County. But for these kids, the school playground will have to do for a little bit longer.
We need additional time.
There are over 30 schools considered Zoom schools across CCSD. Most of them, like Squires Elementary School, choose to stay about 20 minutes longer every day since the majority of their students are English language learners.
We have that additional time to help our students acquire the language and become better readers.
But for a handful of other schools, like William K. Moore and Dolly Detweiler, it's not quite summer for them yet.
To continue to work on their English language development.
These schools have an additional 3 to 4 weeks of instructional time. It helps the students become better readers and writers, since for many of them, English is their second language. But it also helps them to stay on track.
We also noted in the past that students who attended the extra 15 to 17 days did not have that large summer slide that we sometimes see when students are out for 2 months during the summer.
Now, Zoom schools are given funding by the state, whether they choose to stay a little bit every day or into that summer vacation. Marissa Kynaston, 13 Action News.
Thank you, Marissa. Well, new this morning, a Golden Knights bet involving Yucca Mountain. Congresswoman Dina Titus has made a bet with a D.C. delegate, Eleanor Holmes Norton.
Yeah, now if the Golden Knights win, which we will, Norton and her staff say that they will find a way to display their opposition to a plan for the Yucca Mountain nuclear waste dump in Nevada. Titus and her staff say they will wear T-shirts advocating D.C. statehood if the Capitals win. So I guess we'll see what happens.
High stakes over here.
Yeah.
Well, today tickets go on sale to the public for the Stanley Cup Final.
Yeah, the Vegas Golden Knights are taking on the Washington Capitals for Game 1. It's on Monday at the T-Mobile Arena. Now, we've seen the team practicing all week over at City National Arena. The community rushing to stores to get that Western Conference gear after our win over Winnipeg last week and Stanley Cup Final T-shirts. The tickets go on sale today at 10 a.m., but there's only a limited number of tickets that will be up for grabs. But if you want to go no matter what, stand by at 10 a.m. and be ready to, you know, use your credit card.
Some money.
Yeah. All right, looking ahead this morning to a busy Memorial Day weekend on tap for Las Vegas.
Yeah, we got a lot going on. AAA says more than 330,000 people are going to be right here in Las Vegas. NDOT says expect heavy traffic along the Strip in downtown Las Vegas. We've seen this before. And of course, the 15 heading to California, heading from California. The state line's going to be packed today, Monday, tomorrow, all weekend long. Las Vegas apparently is the 4th most popular Memorial Day destination in the country. Pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, 6:07 now. A new rule is going into effect today to protect your privacy online.
And a stunning fall from grace. While you were sleeping, movie mogul Harvey Weinstein turns himself into police and the charges he's now facing.
And bringing more visitors to Las Vegas, the new plan on tourism. What we have in mind. Justin?
Near 90 today, but much cooler as we start the holiday weekend tomorrow. Not for long. It'll be a quick climb back into the 90s on Memorial Day Monday. We'll see how long triple-digit heat could last next week, and we'll diagnose who will have the most wind to handle today in the 7-day planner next.
And a live look out at the state line. Speaking of all the Memorial Day traffic, things looking good right now, but in a couple of hours, it is going to be packed out there. New this morning, Harvey Weinstein has surrendered to authorities in New York. The disgraced movie mogul turned himself in right around 4:30 this morning, 4:30 our time. This is new video we just got into the newsroom of him arriving at the police station. He was charged with first and third degree rape in one case and first degree criminal sex in another. The Associated Press says that he came out smiling after being charged. Now, as part of the bail package, Weinstein has to pay $1 million in cash. He has to wear a GPS device and surrender his passport.
Well, new this morning, for the first time in history, younger women are more likely to get lung cancer than men. Reversing a historical trend, new research published in the New England Journal of Medicine can't seem to pinpoint why, but researchers want to continue studying menthol and so-called light cigarettes. Lung cancer causes over 150,000 deaths each year. 80% of those deaths are linked to smoking. Well, today the Rotary Club of Green Valley will honor veterans ahead of Memorial Day.
The group will be placing hundreds of flags at Cornerstone Park in Henderson. You're taking a look at some file footage of that park. The event will honor all veterans and active duty military. First responders and community members are also going to be recognized, though. A special section of the park will also be dedicated in honor of the 58 victims of the 1 October shooting. Everyone, the entire public, of course, is invited to attend.
Yeah, it's a 3-day weekend, but we like to remember this is, what it's about,
right.
Memorial Day. All right, 612, first of its kind scholarship workshop for immigrant students. Who is putting it on and when you can actually get some useful information for free.
And Memorial Day weekend is here. Gas prices continue to rise, reaching a historic high. Contact 13, though, has your back. We have some cheap ways for you to fill up your tank.